What's good, everybody out there? It's your boy, BossDonRobbyVeli, coming to you with another game review. Today we're reviewing The Ghost of Tsushima. It's an action-adventure game coming out of Sucker Punch Productions. The story takes place in 13th century Japan based off the Mongolian invasions. You play as protagonist Jin Sakai, one of the few surviving samurais of Clan Sakai who was attacked by the Mongolian army. He serves under his uncle Anjito of Tsushima, Lord Shimurai, who is under siege by the Mongolian general Kuto Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan. Jin sets out on a mission to rescue his uncle and get rid of the Mongolian army who has taken over the island of Tsushima. With the help of characters that you meet all throughout the game, Jin gathers a team to help him defeat Khan and the Mongolian army. Throughout his journey, Jin wrestles with his own ethics on how to defeat the Mongolian army. Does he use his samurai teachings that he has learned from his dad and uncle that teach him to fight with honor, or does he resort to quote-unquote thief tactics to eliminate the Mongolian army, skills that are frowned upon by all samurai? I've gathered a few opinions on this game and I would like to share in order to sway your opinion on whether to purchase or wait to buy. Pros of the game. Visuals. This game is gorgeous. Sucker Punch Productions did an amazing job recreating 13th century Japan. You can tell they took their time creating stunning visuals that cause you to stop and stare at some of the areas you explore. You have vibrant areas with flowers and trees, gloomy forests and beaches, and much more. The game has a photo mode where you can pause and take snapshots of certain areas to capture some of the game's amazing graphics. This game almost feels next gen with it being released at the end of the current PS4 gen cycle. Depth. Boy, did I have fun with this combat system. Playing as a samurai, I took on every battle that came to my doorstep. In this game, you can run up on enemies on the road or in their base and challenge them to a standoff. Basically a game of chicken where you counterattack an enemy's first move. It's a huge risk and reward system. If you win your standoff, you get your resolve replenished, which I'll explain more later in this video. If you lose the standoff, your life bar essentially falls to 1 and you essentially are fighting with the disadvantage. The stealth system in this game is akin to Assassin's Creed, but not quite the same game. You can hide in tall grass and eliminate enemies one by one without alerting everyone in the base. Your character has resolve, which are these little bars that you can find above your health bar, and these is basically a specialty bar that helps you execute certain attacks and also heals you during battle. The skill tree in this game for your character is extensive. You can unlock abilities and gadgets with technique points, which you get completing different quests and tasks throughout the game. You can upgrade 3 sets of skills, your samurai stances, attacks and deflects, and also gadgets that help you in your assassin's quest. You have multiple weapon choices. You have your samurai sword for up close combat, your bow and knife that helps you in your assassin's attacks, and all types of gadgets, bombs that can blow up your enemies or firecrackers that can distract them as you maneuver through different areas. One of my favorite things about this game is the customization of your character Jin. He has many outfits that you can unlock in this game. All these outfits have different attributes and you can upgrade them through your local tailor. You don't feel particularly tied to an outfit and they don't sway your way of playing depending on which one you choose. You can choose an outfit just because it looks good, or you can choose an outfit because it has a certain ability that you know that you're going to use a lot, but you don't have to have a certain outfit for different parts of this game. And let me tell you, all these outfits have the best drip. I have found myself changing outfits many times throughout this game just because I wanted to see a different look. The map is huge. Sprinkled along the map are different tasks that aid you in upgrading your character. You have fox dens and shrines that help you gain different charms for small attribute boosts, hot springs that raise your HP, bamboo strikes that give you more resolve, and pillars of honor that give you different cosmetics for your sword. I find myself trying to find each and every one of these landmarks so I can upgrade the best. Story. Sucker Punch did an amazing job having you connect to the story of Jin Sakai. From the main story, which involves him saving his uncle Lord Shimura and saving the island of Tsushima from the terror of the Mongolian army, to the side quests, which involve many allies Jin meets that help him in his quest. Every character you meet along the journey has a story to tell, told through the side quests, which are optional and don't feel like empty filler. Outside of the main story, there are 6 side quests you can participate in that tie into the main story and explain how each character got to where they are in the game. It paints the full story of the game, Jin's internal story on how to defeat the enemy, whether through the honor code of the samurai or the ways of the assassin, which are frowned upon by the shogun and the samurais, is a nice touch that helps you decide on how you want to play the game. Cons of the game. The AI. The enemy AI is not the brightest, if we're being nice. There are plenty of times in this game where I felt like I should have been caught by the AI and they just didn't recognize me quick enough. This only happens when you're trying to go the stealth route, which took away some of the excitement of trying to battle enemies this way. Even if I was caught, I could easily run into a tent or hide in the grass and the AI would act like I just appeared in thin air. It doesn't take away from the game a lot, but this problem occurred too much for me, taking away from the experience. Repetitive. I'm nitpicking here, but I do find parts of this game repetitive, which is not hard to find when you have a game with this much depth. The side quests with characters do not count in this critique. A lot of this game is search and find. Every fox den essentially following a fox to a shrine. The shrines outside of the fox den had you climbing a mountain over and over again. Overtaking enemy bases essentially had the same task, except for an optional bonus task that gave you an extra technique point. If you are not doing the main mission, you can easily turn your brain off and do these tasks. They could have done a little bit more. This is just a small tweak I have that could have made this game just a little bit more dynamic, and since Sucker Punch did not do it, unfortunately I have to dock them for it. I've mentioned throughout this review that Jin has a struggle within himself on how he chooses to liberate Tsushima, the samurai way or the thief way. But you, the player, honestly don't feel tied to that struggle. You can honestly do it in any way you feel comfortable with, and it doesn't change the story either way. If Sucker Punch added an element where they made you choose the route you wanted to take, a la their previous series Infamous, and had an indicator telling you how the island views your tactics. For example, if you chose the missions the samurai way, the island sees you as an honorable hero and you maybe get discounts on upgrades from different vendors. Or if you chose the thief/assassin way, your NPCs fear you, but you have the access to even more tools that aid you in being stealthy. It just feels like you can do either tactic and still come out with the same result. It's cool, but you just feel like Sucker Punch could have done just a little bit more to help this game become even that much greater. With me playing this game, I got lost in it many times. There were plenty of days where I look up at the clock and I've been playing for 7, maybe even 8 hours. And that's because I would literally try to do everything on this map. I tried my hardest to 100% the game before I even beat it. I'm kind of close. I still got a little bit more to do. And I'm actually encouraged to do so, even though my character is already maxed out to the very max. I'm the Ghost of Tsushima myself, currently. To rate this game, with that small critique at the end, I can't really call this a classic because there's something that they could have done to take this game over the top. If they just added that measurement system of being a samurai or an assassin, I feel like this game could have been talked about for years. It's just a very strong PS4 exclusive, and that's all I can give it. So with that being said, I would like to rate this game an 8.5. It's not a 9. A 9 is something that I would call a classic. I don't know if I wouldn't call this a classic. It's just a really nice game that I will remember and mention, hey, Ghost of Tsushima was a really strong PS4 classic, and it was a nice end to the generation of PS4, and you would love to play this game, but you could play it once, 100% and you'd be fine with never playing it again. So that's why I would give it the rating of 8.5. You can go ahead and buy it right now. It's worth the $60. You have so much to do. I want to say it's over 40 hours. Actually, let me go ahead and Google it right now. We'll do a live Google of how long this game is. Ghost of Tsushima game time. It says 25 to 30, but I honestly felt like I put in 30 to 40, maybe even 50 hours in this game, and that was just me trying to complete every single thing in this game. So you get your $60 worth. Go ahead and purchase it. I recommend that you purchase it. I won't call it a PS4 classic, but it is a very strong game, and I would urge anybody to play if you want to be a samurai or an assassin. And that's it. That's my review. If you disagree with me or agree with me, go ahead and tell me in the comment. Like this video if you like this video. Like this video if you like this video. I'm just rambling right now. But basically, that's the end of my review. If you loved it, go ahead and tell me why. If you hate it, go ahead and tell me why. I encourage all type of talk. I'll go ahead and try and, comment back if I feel like you want a talking point. And that's about it. This is BossDonRobbyVeli, and that's another game review. And I'm out of here. Peace.